General of Immigration, Mr. David Jakefu Paragon, MNI, with his beautiful spouse, Madam Paragon, the President of all Nigerians in Netherlands, Mr. Ayokele, representative of Shell, led by our brother, Mr. Osage Okumbo, Senior Advisor Shell, President PDP, Pastor Abachi, Pastor Larry, CEO African Television, Mrs. Shola Abundu, Mr. Chris Miyake, Chief of Staff to the Executive Secretary of the NUC, all members of the Embassy of Nigeria in The Hague, President of Students, entourage of the CG, and the Charge, the highest person in the embassy, Minister Joshua Akinola, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is not a speech-making night. We are here to welcome our brother at dinner, and the menu shouldn't be left cold. We don't need to read any paper about this man. He's an embodiment of outright humility. In fact, the last time I was in Nigeria for the last visa stickers that my HOC forged that they are short off at the embassy, I just crossed to his office, and lo and behold, we were all loading a very, very crucial meeting. He stood up, everybody stood up, and the meeting stopped until the visa stickers were issued to me. So he's a man of honor, and I'm sure honor will always be waiting for him wherever he is. Amen. So the CG, you are welcome. You are at home, and you will always be at home wherever we are. Either you are in Nigeria or in Poland. But we need to say something about you. You know, you rose through the ranks, and you are now the CG. You worked in so many places, including my Kwara State. And you are welcome here in the Netherlands again. The CG, Immigration, ECG, our mother, the First Lady of Immigration Services, Mrs. Anne Pannom Paradak, officers of the embassy, leaders and representatives of the Nigerian community, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen of the press. It's my pleasure to welcome the Controller General of Nigerian Immigration Service and members of his delegation to the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The Controller General is here with us on a 3-day official visit on the invitation of the Dutch authorities. This welcome dinner is to appreciate the importance of the visit and also to acknowledge the good working relationships between Nigeria and the Netherlands. It is on record that the Nigerian Immigration Service and its Dutch counterparts enjoy robust working relationship dated back to many years, which culminated into the signing of MOU during the visit of His Excellency President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, DCFR, to the Hague, Netherlands in March 2014. And I learned that the CG was here last in 2004. Yes, 2004. The visit of the CG today is to further strengthen the existing cordial relations between Nigeria and the Netherlands and to further explore more areas for cooperation. Reinforcing relations between and among border security agencies across the world is desirous at the moment more than ever before if we are to curtail the growing tide of terrorism, irregular migration and other transnational crimes across the world. It is also an appropriate time for the Controller General to contact friends of Nigeria for more cooperation towards holistic and effective border management. I have no doubt in my mind that your zeal and commitment geared towards effective border management would yield fruitful results. Your initiative in establishing special border patrol corps and creation of additional border posts to secure the country's vast areas is very laudable initiative and worthy of commendation. I would also like to use this opportunity to further commend the CG and his team for introducing a new 64-page e-passport in the country. This new passport will help frequent travelers. I also understand that it is gender-friendly, cheaper for the aged and low-income earners, and above all, forestall identity theft as well as conforms to international standards. We need to commend the CG also for prompt release of passport booklets to embassies, and the immigration service is now rely on cutting-edge technologies to render its services. This has enhanced its performances. At this juncture, I wish to welcome you and your delegation to Netherlands and wish you a fruitful official visit. Thank you very much. We are very proud of you, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, thank you very much. Dr. Mrs. Aftv, and my dear wife, I would like to recognize the embassy staff, senior officers of the embassy here present. I would wish that I knew all your portfolios here, the Nigerians that are here. But I think the best form of position I can give all of us is that my brothers, Nigerians and sisters, good evening. I would like to thank you most sincerely for leaving all you are doing, particularly today that is supposed to be a day of rest, to come and honor us with your presence and to give us this lavish dinner. Her Excellency, I don't know what to say, but you know, she left Nigeria today for me and our entourage to receive us. We are really honored, Your Excellency, for this. We are truly honored, and she should be resting, but she is taking up time to come and meet with us and receive us right from the airport. I couldn't have been received like that by even my officers at the airport in Nigeria, so I'm truly honored. I want to thank you all for coming, our brothers and sisters, and to just tell you briefly that the Nigerian Immigration Service has in place certain proposals, not only for you that are in diaspora here, but for Nigeria generally. What we want to do in the Nigerian Immigration Service is, first of all, to look at our borders. That is the number one preoccupation that is affecting us now, that we are putting our concentration on. We want to make sure that people that come in irregularly, some of them are criminals, some of them are drug pushers, some of them carry in arms and small arms, light weapons. We want to increase the number of borders, as Her Excellency mentioned in her speech, and be able to patrol the borders better to reduce this category of people that come into the country. And they are really affecting our security situation in the country. We are doing that very vigorously, and government has been supporting us in that wise very much so. In addition to that, I won't take your time trying to give you a lecture on Nigerian Immigration Service before I come to answer your questions. We are also putting in place machinery to remove persons that have no reason to be in Nigeria. There are quite a number of people that think Nigeria is a place they can come into anyhow, anytime. And they don't give us those kind of facilities in their own countries. So what we do is we monitor and we remove them, and the numbers have been increasing since we started doing that exercise very vigorously. Those are some of the things that we want to do. But for you in the diaspora here, we've been trying to put in place, just like in Nigeria, Excellency mentioned that we tried to introduce a 64-page passport recently that is demand-driven. We wanted to meet those people that travel frequently, where they have 2 or 3 passport booklets attached together before they move, and in a year they run down their passports. So we wanted to create opportunity for them to have a longer period of time as a first step, like my brother the student mentioned here, towards making sure that we increase the number of years that our passports could be made valid for. As at now, we'll try and take people by surprise, as you advised. But we will soon think about that. Everywhere we go to, they mention this as one of the issues that they would like Nigerian Immigration Service to address, the number of years that our passport is valid for. And we are looking into that, just like we looked at the number of times you change your booklets. We are going to address that very soon, and I'm sure we'll be able to reach, we will reach a middle ground in what you are proposing. Now, we have been trying to extend the number of missions that their immigration officers are abroad, and the number of passport issuing stations that Nigeria can station. We've added some places in Europe just this year. We've been able to add Austria, we add Switzerland, we've been able to add France, and Sweden, yeah. So, but I don't know why we skipped Netherlands, but I'm sure it's very soon on the line. In addition to that, we also asked the officers that are nearest to where you are, maybe Germany here, I think it's about the nearest country we have a mission here, to organize what we call local intervention in association with the Nigerian community that is here. If you want them to come and look at Nigerians that are here, maybe this would be an opportunity for me to answer the questions as we go along in some of these matters, so that I don't have to come and start facing the question. The nearest community there, a Nigerian office, is in Germany, Bonn. So you can approach them, and I will instruct them to that they can come over here. I've asked them to draw up a calendar that they can visit the countries that are contiguous to them, to be able to attend to the passport needs of Nigerians in diaspora. And this is something that you can avail yourself of that. We really want to reach more Nigerians. We want to bring government nearer to them as part of our own contribution to transformation. And we are doing so in Nigeria too, because we are planning to add a number of passport offices in Nigeria, so that you reduce the time that you have to take passports. We want to add at least 2 more in Lagos. We want to add in Kano. We want to add 1 in Abuja. We want to take 1 to Port Harcourt. We want to take 1 to Delta. We are adding the number of passport stations so that you can, as we are increasing the numbers in foreign countries too. That is what we are doing. In respect to people that have issues, K-legs, as you say, with their passports, we had that, and the first thing we did was to do a memo. We that were in civil service, we asked the Honorable Minister to say that, look, a Nigerian is a Nigerian. And some people left with this situation. Some people came to tell them that you must use my name before you can get a visa to go. You can do this before you can get a visa to go. But essentially they are Nigerians. And where they don't have a status or identity, it affects their level of performance. It affects what job they can take and how they can live in those countries. But at the same time, we do not want to open that window for people who are identity thieves. So it must be balanced properly. We will not entertain that for criminality. So we said we are sending specified teams, specialist teams, to different countries abroad to look at those Nigerians. We first of all, the first leg we had was those areas that have serious difficulties. We have Italy, number 1 on the list. Then we have UK and America. Those were the 3 countries that is in the first phase of those countries that we are going to do to address this issue. We will gradually revolve to other countries that have these problems to attend to Nigerians. We will sit down, the professionals will sit down with you, interview you, how you came, find out what and what and what. If we are clear about your issue, then we can address your problem. If you have issues like change of dates, we have platforms for that now. If you have evidence to prove that actually this is your correct date of birth, you can apply and you'll be attended to in that respect. These are programs that we are doing for Nigerians that are in diaspora with this kind of problems. Having said so, I also want to tell you that for issues like visas that you mentioned, and for Nigerians that renounce their citizenship, which I will take them as they go, we operate on reciprocity, like you said. And actually, we have already said that if you check the platform very soon now, or is the platform, if you have a Dutch passport, and they give us 5 years visa. If they do give us 5 years visa, then you can pay for 5-year visa and take. Now, that's what we are doing in places where there are immigration officers. So you can easily take a 5-year visa, 2-year visa. We have put the bar at 5 years for now, and for those countries that give us visas for 5 years too, we do so. But in issues like the renunciation of citizenship, is the right of the country to say that, look, before you take our visa, you have to renounce. And before you take our nationality, you have to renounce your previous nationality. We don't do that. At the same time, we realize this as a problem in Nigerian Immigration Service, that there are many Nigerians that are in this trap. So what do we do for them? In 2012, we asked the government for a new visa policy. And the new visa policy gave right for Nigerians that are Nigerians by birth, and for whatsoever reason they chose another country as their nationality and are in danger of losing their Nigerian citizenship. We said we are going to open the window of indefinite residence visa for them. That means you can take a visa like what they do in the UK.
Indefinite stay.
Yes, indefinite stay. You can come in and go. You can use that. That's a window that most people have not explored, but that is what we have in the new visa policy.
Is it there now, sir?
Yes. We have closely tied to that, sir. Closely tied to that is somebody did ask, what do we do to attract other people to come to Nigeria? Like, it's not only immigration, but in the same visa policy, we tried to streamline our visa policy to make it a little bit more attractive. The first leg was to open more missions where immigration officers are, so that you can easily apply for a visa and you'll be attended to professionally. At the same time, we said, look, there are people that would like to invest in Nigeria. Every other country now is attracting people that will help their economy, that can add value to their country. Okay, if you are investing X amount of dollars in Nigerian economy, we will give you some kind of treatment that is preferential. At the same time too, we wanted to target the segment of people that will bring money into the economy, that will increase foreign direct investment into the country. We said, okay, if you are a very, very big time net worth businessman and you want to come to Nigeria, we can give you what we call visa at the point of entry. Now you just go online, you tell us that you are coming on so date, and you have a meeting with Shell. Some people say they are from Shell here. Just a second. You want to buy XYZ oil blocks, and we check it's true, and you are not on the security watch list. You come to the airport, you pay for your visa. This kind of attracts people who would like to come to Nigeria. Maybe very soon we'll open that window for tourism. The DG Tourism has been coming to synergize with us. He wants us to collaborate to be able to do so. So these are programs that we are taking along the line. There are some that we cannot do except with our colleagues here from Foreign Affairs. They are the people that would be able to talk to the Dutch authorities about issues to do with how Nigerians are handled here, about issues of this and that. We are just supporters of that process, but we don't take the lead, we don't drive that process in respect to what we do in the immigration service. I don't know whether I've covered most of them.
The
screening, that is a very, very, very useful advice, and I would immediately implement that when we go back home. We can do that, but it's most countries are trying to make sure they position themselves very well so that they don't become losers if the whole process starts off, the nitty-gritty of how it can be done. But before I could stop, we would like to appreciate you and say, I feel very honored that I see honorable Nigerians sitting here and they are very passionate about their country. They want the image of the country to improve. It directly affects all of us if you people put up the right foot in where you are still now, and you talk to people that, look, before you come here, do the right thing. Go through the right process. It helps the image of Nigeria very well. We have what we call passport to safe migration that is being done by, in collaboration with IOM, International Organization for Migration. But the average Nigerian would want, his mind is set to live in the country, and he doesn't seem to care whether he goes through the desert. This year, the figures of people who have picked on the way to the desert is really enormous. From Katsina and Jigawa, virtually every week, we pick people on the way trying to smuggle themselves up there. We try to give them those booklets at the point of collection of their passports. Read it. I don't believe they read it. Even if they read it, I don't think it sinks into them very well. But we have to work together with you to be able to. When you go, they will see you with a fine suit, but tell them the true story of the fine suit, that you worked for it, that it's taken you years to get to this point. Not that they can come to Europe in one day and be like that. But it has to be a collaboration of all of us. We need to be able to tell people that they have to follow process in doing everything. And if we all play our own part, you and we, with your ideas like I've received here today, this is what we want actually. The ideas will help us to improve and make our country better. And if we work together, I believe Nigeria will address the present security challenges we are, and we will really take our position, not just like my brother has been saying, giant of Africa and not giant of Africa, but we will truly, we have what it takes to be. We have what it takes. We have the brains, we have the material, we have the resources. It needs a little bit of cooperation from all of us, and discipline and dedication, I'm sure we'll reach there. I want to thank you very sincerely.